ಈ ನಾಟಕಗಳು, ಈ ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. 20 ಹೊಸ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಗಳನ್ನ ರೀಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಆ ರೀಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಜಯ್ ವಿಲಾಸ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾಗಿದೆ. ಆ ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ ಕೆಲವು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಮಾನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. I'll finish in 5 minutes. I will just show you a few Adavu patterns which I have restructured from the kuchipudi style and yakshagana of Karnataka. This is the clipping which we can see. Just now that you saw Tam Digi Digitai by Anupama, the same Tam Digi Digitai has been just reworked with Karnataka Yakshagana Hedje, which is very similar to our Edaka Kriditachari, which is composed by Dr. Venkateswara Satyam. The same Edaka Kriditachari has been adapted in Kuchipudi style. What we do in Tam Digi Digitai is Kunchita Pada, whereas this is in Samapada. Next Hakigana. You can watch that it is in Samapada, the toe is not extended.
Now the same thing with an adaptation from Yakshagana.
Salpa munduku hogi. Innu munduku hogi. Innu munduku hogi. This is Tatta Hitta step in Kuchipudi style. This is an adaptation from the Yakshagana Hedje. The Yakshagana artists use this hedge, which is very similar to our Tatte Hitta. Next. ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ. ಕೊಂಚ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ.
ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸಬೇಡಿ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ ಕೂಚಿಪುಡಿ. There might be the same kind of step in Kuchipudi, but it is just that my idea of this step adaptation to Kuchipudi is with ಕೇಶಬಂಧ ನೃತ್ತಹಸ್ತ.
ಇದು ಕೇಶಬಂಧ ನೃತ್ತಹಸ್ತದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಬದ್ಧಾಚಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಹಾಡವು.
The same thing in kuchipudi style with Bandachari and Keshabandhan Nruttahasta. Takadina tam, takadina tam, takadina tam. Dayya dinna 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 dayya dayya taate. Kirdagata dayya dinna 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 dayya dayya taate.
ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಗಾನ ಗಾನ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ. Just show that one clip, small one clip, and Bama Kalapam. Based on 20 such patterns, we have, just like she has done in Italian, Bama Kalapam has also been written in Kannada, and a few glimpses of Bama Kalapam, Bama Pravesham in Kannada, with the adaptation of Yakshagana Adamus from Karnataka.
In the Kuchipudi repertoire, where we have adapted a few of these the variations from the Yakshagana which have been taken is presented here, corresponding to Tiruvadatala of Yakshagana and Mishra Chapu in Bhama Kalapa. The translation is done in Kannada language from the original Telugu. Bandalo Bami.
You can observe the Yakshagana Hejje introduced in this. This is also a Yakshagana Adamu, which is adapted to the Kuchipudi Hasta. These are all the steps which are in Karnataka Yakshagana. The Hastas are adapted in Kuchipudi style. This is a very typical Yakshagana step, which is called Jaru Hejje or Digar Dinna Anta. That step has been adapted here. Gana. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share a few views of mine. As I said earlier, this is all the blessings of my Guru. And whatever the mistakes are mine, and all the good things is his blessings. Thank you very much, Saraswati. May you have a very nice, bright festival.
ಹಲೋ, ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ತಾವು ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವೀಣಾ ಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರ ಕೂಚಿಪುಡಿ ನೃತ್ಯದ ಕುರಿತಾದಂತಹ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನದ ಮೂಲಕ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅವರು ರಚಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ತೆರೆ ಸಂಗೀತ ನೃತ್ಯ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಯವರಿಂದ ಅನುಮತಿಯನ್ನ ಪಡೆದು ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾರಾಟಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ದಿನ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕದ ಬೆಲೆ ₹150 ಅದನ್ನ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವ್ರು ಅವರಿಂದ ಪಡಿಬಹುದು. ಅದರ ಮೂಲ ಬೆಲೆ ₹200, ಆದರೆ ಈ ದಿನ ₹150 ಆ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆಸಕ್ತರು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಈಗ ಮುಂದಿನ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆಯನಾ ಮುಖರ್ಜಿ ಅವರು ಇವರದ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದೀಗ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವರಿಂದ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಪ್ರಕಟಿಸಿರುವಂತೆ ಆಯನಾ ಮುಖರ್ಜಿ ಅವರ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಈಗ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವೈಜಯಂತಿ ಕಾಶಿ ಅವರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಈ ದಿನದ ಈ ಕೂಚಿಪುಡಿ ನೃತ್ಯ ಕುರಿತಾದಂತ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವೈಜಯಂತಿ ಕಾಶಿ is one of India's most respected classical dancers. Hailing from the family tree of the legendary Dr. Gubbi Veeranna and J.B. Mallaradhya, she is a combination of art and intelligence which is evident in all her works. Having trained in Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi and temple ritual dances from a tender age under legendary gurus like late C.R. Acharya, late Vedantam Prahlada Sharma, late Padma Shri Vedantam Satyanarayana Sharma, Bharata Kala Prapurna, late Parada Narasimha Rao and others. Vaijayanti has proved to be a dynamic force in Kuchipudi. She is a performer, choreographer, teacher, researcher, dance therapist, organizer, and an administrator. Over her extensive career, Vaijayanti's work has been featured in several regional, national, and international festivals ranging over 28 countries. Her lecture, demonstrations, and workshops in several countries have been inspiring and well received by art commissioners. Vaijayanti has choreographed around 30 dance productions and many solo items. A quick glance of her main productions reflect her flair of classic works. Her dance dramas Yagna, Stabda, Krishna Panam, Vishodbhavam, Rani Rudram Devi, the Eternal Kanya, etc. are glaring examples of the same. Her vivid portrayal of Bhavya Bhumi, Sundara Karnataka, Veera Bharati, Janani Janma Bhumischa dance dramas signify her love for the country. A blend of technical perfection and dramatism in her choreographies have been won her accolades in the global arena. Vaijayanti has served as the chairperson of Karnataka Sangeeta Nritya Academy and continues to serve as a member of Kendra Sangeeta Nataka Academy, New Delhi. She also serves the Arts and Cultural Committee of the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, Government of India. She founded the Shambhavi School of Dance in 1993. Kashi has helped enrich the dance world by training and introducing a host of dancers, singers, mridangists, and writers. Dance Jatre, India's first ever international dance fair, is her brainchild, which has created a mark in the Indian dance scene. Now, Srimati Vaijayanti Kashi is going to present her seminar and her words in front of you. I welcome Srimati Vaijayanti Kashi.
Echo and the fan is creating a sound. ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬೌನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೌನ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್, ಐ ಕುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ. ಯು ಆರ್ ಹಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಡಿಬಲ್. I know people from Kannada, from Telugu, from English, Italian, all languages are here. I'll mix Kannada and English. First of all, I congratulate Saraswati for inviting me to be part of her attempt to bring kuchipudi to the villages. Kuchipudi started in a village, so she's thinking it's almost from the village people have transported to cities and out of the world, so let me take it back to villages probably. I don't know the intention, but still I congratulate her for this. Any seminar, according to me, is of most needed today. Because we have too many performances happening. Everybody wants a space to perform. And very few people have a ear to listen. And this listening is very important. Why? Especially for people in Karnataka, kuchipudi is not our art. And it is not our art only since independence. Before that, or during the times of Bharata, there was no styles as such. There was only dance. Thank you. It seems so nice. Thank you for that. ಭರತನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಚಿಪುಡಿ, ಭರತನಾಟ್ಯಂ, ಒಡಿಸ್ಸಿ, it was just dance. And dance to please the gods. And when you please the gods, you please yourself because you are a part of God. This is what I believe even today. Then later, due to various reasons, social, political, economical, and beyond, we've had many styles, like we've had many states, many countries, and one division in something makes a division in everything. So, what is kuchipudi all about? We all know, we read from books, we see from videos, we hear our gurus tell us that this about kuchipudi. If I tell about kuchipudi today, probably because of my age and my experience, 60% would believe. But 40% will still think, especially from the village, will still would like to disagree with me because I don't belong to the family of kuchipudi. So I want you all to believe your eyes and ears before I say a few things. Can I have the first clipping, please? ಅದು ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
India took shape and form as part of temple activities, each dance style perfecting its own idiom and gesture.
You are going to see her. She's one of the earliest performers, Sumati Kaushik.
ಏತದಿಂದ್ರ ಗಜ್ಜ ಪ್ರಿಯ ನಾದರಾಗ ಪ್ರಿಯ ಲಲಿತ ನೃತ್ಯ ಪ್ರಿಯ ತತ್ಕಾಲ ಗೀತಾನುಸಾರ ಪ್ರಿಯ
In its turn, the art of dance enriched temple sculpture. Finally, man visualized gods and goddesses in human forms of lyrical beauty for the multitude to comprehend the divine. Mythology lent a touch of weirdness, of grandeur, and helped to retain a sense of awe and wonder. For instance, the incarnation of Vishnu as the man-lion, Narasimha Avatar. Thus, the story of Prahlada, presented here as a kuchipudi dance drama.
భక్త ప్రహ్లాద నాటకమున
PVG Krishna Sharma.
హిరణ్యకశ్యప మహారాజు తన మంత్రులతోడ సభకు వచ్చు విధంబు ఎత్తిదని కనక కసి కుడను కోటి దీప్తి వెలిగే కోటి దీప్తి వెలిగే కోటి దీప్తి వెలిగే మనుల మకుడను తిరగమదాయించి కనక కసి కుడను కనక తోడ
అది మంత్రులారా, నా తలవిండైన ప్రహ్లాదు లోకరీతిని కైకొనక నా వైరిని స్మరించుచుండుటచే దిగ్గజములచే తొక్కించితిని, విషభీకరోరగములచే కల్పించితిని. అయినను వీని బుద్ధి మారదైపు సూచనగా లీలావతి ప్రహ్లాదుల ఈ సభకు రావింపు.
ఆజ్ఞ మహా.
జనమునకే పురాదు తారే పూర్తి గరిదల మేరా మేరా జననీ జనమునకు ఎదురాడా శ్రీకరి పద పనజనులను గొలువు మను మందినిగా నాని చెడుగా విను నీ నడక తోరగాడిగ నడకానాదగు గదచే దెబ్బల పడకాగరి మదిని డకాబతుకుము చెడుగా విను.
Yes, Father.
ఈనుండవైన ఓ హరి, ఈ స్తంభమునందు దాగి ఉన్నావా? ఇదే స్తంభం చతుర్దశ పూల ప్రగల్పమానమైన మదీయ గలాప్రహారంబు చవిచూచెదవుగాక. ఇదే స్తంభమా?
And Vishnu emerges as man-lion. The style of the dance is a blend of the classical with yakshagana. The kuchipudi artiste has to acquire a supple body, and the students practice nearly 20 different exercises. The kuchipudi dance adheres to the principles laid down in the Natya Shastra. The Tarangam depicts the youthful pranks of Krishna, as in the well-known composition Balagopala Tarangam. A particular feature of this composition is the high technical dexterity the artiste is called upon to display within the framework of the dance.
ಮಂದಿರ ಭಕ್ತ ಸುಂದರ ಹೃದಯ ರವಿಂದ ಗೊಲ್ಲಪಾಮ ಭಜನು ಗೊಲ್ಲಪಾಮ ಭಜನು ಬಲೋಜನಿ ಗೊಲ್ಲಪಾಮ ಭಜನು ಬಲೋಜನಿ ಗೊಲ್ಲಪಾಮ ಭಜನು ಬಲೋಜನಿ.
From the improvised stage of Siddhendra Yogi to the modern theatre, Kuchipudi brings forward an ancient dance style, retaining the dignity and discipline of classical vision.
తంగలయ సఖి సుందరం బాలకృష్ణ ప్రగవిదయ కృష్ణ జగద్రవచింత నిగమో ప్రచండమ బలవిద ప్రచండ నిగమో ప్రచండమ బలవిద ప్రచండ నిగమో ప్రచండమ బల.
Just this video clipping has so many aspects to Kuchipudi. So what is Kuchipudi? In that video, you can see how the art form was yesterday and how it has changed from time to time. We all know that Kuchipudi started in this tiny village. We all know that Siddhendra Yogi is the chief architect of Kuchipudi. We all know that till the 18th century, Bhama Kalapam was the text. And it was popular in folk forms, in Bhidi Vanatakam, in Chindu Bhagavatam, in all forms. Satyabhama was the heroine of Andhra Pradesh, the consort of Krishna. And even today we love to do Satyabhama. And it was a dream of every artist that after several years of practice to don the role of Satyabhama. If one has to don the role of Satyabhama, it's not that one has to do the item alone. One has to breathe and become Satyabhama, which is a meditation by itself. It's a meditation because this lady's character speaks about the characteristics of Kuchipudi, of Andhra genes. Now, we can broadly interpret Kuchipudi into three phases. That of Yakshaganam, 1880 to 1930. Yakshagana phase, 1930 onwards, till even now it's say 1980 or 1977 is the phase of transformation from Yakshagana to solo format. And now the crystallization or Kuchipudi in its various shades, I would say. Why do I say this is? When it started as a Yakshagana, it belonged to the people, the family people, whom Siddhendra Yogi, he's supposed to have, as you all know, trained Brahmin boys. Why? Why not others? Because he wanted those who not only knew the Shastras, but who could bring divinity to the dance. And once you know the Shastras, not only of Natya Shastra, and you can see, how did Purvaranga come in? The concept of puja on stage. It is the item of Kuchipudi. And why do they use the mantras? Not only to set in divinity to themselves, but to bring in a divinity atmosphere over here. So he chose these people, and of course, they were priests majorly, some were agriculturists, and this was their vocation. Initially, they all did it, and each family decided to dedicate one person to the Kuchipudi spreading and the preservance of Kuchipudi art. Fine. But later, there are so many problems that an artist faces. Financial, political, economical, whatever. Till the rule of the British, because it is our culture. And the Bhagavatam is all about spreading leelas of Krishna. And through these stories, humans had a message. So even the kings, like even today in Yakshagana, many rich families take an oath that Sevena, I will have organized Ramayanam in the temple for 30 days with the belief that they will be doing good for the family. ಏನಾದರೂ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದ್ರೆ, if there's some disaster in the family, if there's ill luck in the family, they take an oath with God that through Ramayana, it's not through yagnas, yagas, through Ramayana's 30 shows, if people see it, if people are feeling happy and peaceful, then I feel blessed already. So with that divinity today, Yakshagana, Karnataka Yakshagana, artists are booked for 2 years. Every temple in Mangalore, different parts of that side, sorry, I'm not getting the names. Yalla kade shows, temples are booked. Dharmasthala, the temples take contract with a Yakshagana artist. So Yakshagana has remained intact. But why is Kuchipudi Yakshagana, which flourished from 1880 to 1930, couldn't flourish was because of the fall of the kings and the invasion of the foreigners. So when this started happening, not that there was no dance before in 1880, there's always been a dance form. And like how we are constructing today, we will see something, we will imagine, we will fill in the gap, we will construct. And we call it tradition. Like that, every art form falls back on something good that they read, they see, they hear. And reconstructed. All the art forms we see today are reconstructed art forms. And what we believe, what our gurus told us is the ultimate truth. Yes, it is the ultimate truth. But you must keep your eyes and ears open. There is another truth which you have not seen probably. I still remember when, if as a city girl you see this, you'll think, oh, this is so terrible. It's a village form. They're so loud. Look at their costumes. But what was our thinking in 1880? What was our lifestyle in 1880? So the art forms are a replica, or it shows the way of life. So then the life was like that. There was no other entertainment. Sitting and hearing, seeing that Prahlada story. Look how advanced they were. The flowers are falling down. When Prahlada, when Narsimha is able to, Hiranyakashipudu ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅವಾಗಲೇ flowers are coming down. And look, they wanted to bring about that. So from the pillar. So every artist at that point of time has used his brain, has used his knowledge, has taken source from the Shastras to present whatever they do. So when you look at art, look at it from that point of time, appreciate it, and understand the roots. We have changed so much. Our costumes have changed so much. Our makeup has changed. So much. But the rhythm beat, we still follow. The muktayas, the way they play, the song luckily is modernized. The ragas have changed. But thank God, we at least have kept something. It was like this for several years. But again, when they didn't have supporters, they had to support themselves. So the families started making melams. They created their own melams. Family head name was given to the melam. For example, Saraswati, Natya Saraswati is her festival. Saraswati's name came there. Like that. Chintavari melam, Vempati melam. So, the melams were very popular for long. The names I forget. Chinta Venkata Ramaya was one of the most popular people who popularized Yakshaganam. And when government was not supportive. They started asking people, ticketing it, and still continuing the art. Was this only their problem? No. What happened? Theatre started coming up. Drama troops from, Karnataka, from different places, drama troops started going in. And the dramas, they had such nice dialogues. They had sets. In Kuchipudi, before there was no sets. So seeing the drama people, they took the vachikam, they took the sets, they took some plus points from the drama. Because their audience was shared by the drama, like how our TV is sharing or taking away all our audience. So what we do in our performances, we have some video presentations. We are trying to compete with the TV people, right? Every artist of every time has challenges. To get away with these challenges or to find a suggestion to these challenges, we try to create some new concepts. The same thing happened then. So they started introducing sceneries, they started introducing properties, they started introducing dialogues, and the Melam started touring that which was just within Andhra, Kuchipudi village. They started touring outside. So when they started touring outside, how long they will present the same theme? People will see one show, two shows. So they started creating new themes. The Bhakta Prahalada was taken by Chitta Venkataramaya. That was not the first Yakshagana. Till the 18th century, it was Bhamakalapa. And Prahalada Sharma started Usha Parinayam. Chidambara Kavi's Usha Parinayam was started by Prahalada Sharma then, because they were looking for new themes like we are looking for new themes. So it went on for some time. Yakshagana was everywhere. And Yakshagana, let me tell, most of you should know that it is the name of the text. It is the literature, which was a particular kind of literature that was called Yakshagana. So, like our Tarangams, Tarangam is a chapter, and now we have begun to call a song a Tarangam. By practice, some mistakes are made and it becomes the tradition. Like that, Yakshaganam is the name for a literary structure. Anyway, that was, it came to be called Kuchipudi Yakshaganam. Actually, it was Kuchipudi Melams, Kuchipudi Bhagavatams, because they told stories from Bhagavatams. So like this, sometime from 1880 to 1930, Yakshaganam was very famous. People also want to see something new. And when you're in a particular field, you master a particular field, you want to create something. You want to also leave contributions. And when can you leave a good contribution is when your knowledge of your roots or the information that you have is just not technical. It should be an all-round information. So, Vedantam, Brahmarshi Lakshminarayan Shastri, having watched the beauty of these Devadasis in the temples, their delicate art, he said, why not involve women? And when these gurus, Yakshaganas, became less popular, their source of income was less, they also started going out of the villages, settling in different cities, Guntur, Elur, Rajamandri. So they started Chennai. So when they started going outside, outsiders started learning Kuchipudi, and slowly women started being welcomed by Lakshmi Narayan Shastri Garu. And though they were hesitant, they slowly started dancing. Some of the earliest dancers were Vedantam Shanti, Sumati Kaushalji, Uma Ram Rao, Indrani Rahman. I must tell you that following the footsteps of Lakshmi Narayan Shastri, even C.R. Acharyalu, he started writing new subjects. Most of the Bangalore dancers who are dancing may not be knowing this, but I wish that you know it. The Jakkula Purandari or the Amrita Mathanam or Sandhya Tandava or even Ramba Ravana, people are doing it these days. Manduka Shabdam was all scripted by C.R. Acharyalu for the first couple who went to set international standards on the Kuchipudi on the international map for Korada Narasimha Rao and Yamini Krishnamurthy and Indrani Rahman. They danced these items. But neither C.R. Acharyalu or Korada Garu was from the Kuchipudi family. Though they are from Andhra, they are not from the tradition. So how well it was accepted or no, we don't know. But the audience loved their performances. And since they continued for several generations, there was no choice. And the more outsiders, once outsiders started learning, many people, many dancers started learning. And that's one of the main reasons why Kuchipudi not only started getting popular, but different languages started coming in, different themes started coming in. The body, the way the body moves, or the way the same technique comes from an Indian body to an Italian body, we just saw now. If I would do Bhamane, how would it be? Or how, if an Italian, however well she learns it, how will it be? Is because your body speaks the truth of your land, no matter what. This is called Bhumi Guna. And however well I learn Telugu, the way that I can reciprocate with Kannada, mother tongue, cannot be as deep as if I learn Telugu and master it too. So what happened? Raja Radha, after this Yakshaganams, solo started coming in. At that time it was Uday Shankar and and Uday Shankar and one of the famous male dancers, Ram Gopal, their duet, seeing their duet, Penna Tadda Chinna Satyam, was so inspired. Wow, duets by men. So he started duets. Kuchipudi duets started by men then, being inspired by Uday Shankar and Ram Gopal. So solo started, duets started, and duets continued. Today we have Radha Raja Reddy, we have Jayarama Rao, we have Kishore Masulikanti and his wife. So we have so many duets going on, and solos became very, very popular. So popular that today it's very rare to see a good Yakshagana. Sometimes the fear is, have we forgotten our roots? To create is something very important. But what should you create out of from? From the essence. So sometimes we miss out on that. I want to show you the next clipping, a clipping of one of the seminars I did almost. When did Smitaji come for my seminar? In Bangalore long back, do you remember? More than 15 years, I guess. I think it's almost 18 years. Let's see, I'll show you the clipping of this. So the trend from Yakshagana moved to solos, and this period was from 1930 to almost 1960s, 70s. And Sangeet Natak Academy, after our independence, they wanted to have a national identity. We didn't have national identity. So all the scholars got together, gurus got together, poets got together. And please, no copy, one nimsha. Hakpedi. So what happened? They wanted a national identity. So all of them got together to create this national identity. So it started getting reconstructed. So from a Yakshagana, from a male form, when it comes to a female form, what happens? So many dynamics change, body dynamics change. So before an adugu, right? So rough because men used to do. And if men do this, you know how it goes. Don't convert it right into your body speaks differently. And most of the gurus, I request, please stand up and show your students. Because down, down, the child can do this or the child can do this. If you sit and show, how will the child understand? That's how we have so many shades of Kuchipudi. And we think that what we do is the best and what others do, even if it's the truth, is the worst. Sorry, I'm saying this because I've gone through this phase. I was doing the original Kuchipudi, and people in Bangalore would say, "What is she doing?" When you're young, you can't speak. You become a bad person. I'm lucky, I thank my age, I can tell the truth. So you all have to wait for longer years to tell the truth. But even then I had the courage, I told the truth. So what other truth you want to know, you will see in this next clipping. Rataya Sharma, such a That is the original Kuchipudi that you saw. If you do it today, anybody does it. See, it comes to me, it comes in a refined form. Why? If I did that, and today's eyes, we are so seeing, we need neat lines, we need geometry, we need perfection. Our eyes so used to it. If you do, we won't accept it today. Why? It's become very refined. But the source of this, not that it's bad, that is the source. They didn't bother about finesse and lines and all. They bothered about the bhavam, the involvement. But today we are doing very neatly, but no bhavam, most of us, because we are concentrating more on the lines. Lines is important. Please add bhavam, our dance will be better. Next, continue.
చక్కగా కలిగిస్తుంది.
Thank you, sir. చేస్తారు.
శ్రీరామాఖ్య బ్రహ్మాదినుకులై
Sorry to say so. Why I'm putting this clip is, see, solo came from where? It came from Yakshaganam. I have not seen over years a walk like this when it comes to solo kuchipudi. Where is the feel of kuchipudi? We just do this. I think that's not sufficient. I personally feel when you see your roots, it should resemble the form that you do. Where is the dramatic element in kuchipudi today? Yes, Vachika was included because of theatre people. But when Vachika was included, it did remain and become a part of our kuchipudi. Where is Vachika today? It's missing. Don't you play Madi next clip?
And I know that Swapna Sundari and people like Raja Reddy are using Hindi in some Kuchipudi repertoire. And not only that, gradually we find, as we have seen yesterday, Vaijayanti Kashi performing, we have seen Sarvishtra Devayani, on which Kannada was. And I know that Swapna Sundari and people like Raja Reddy are using Hindi in some Kuchipudi repertoire. And not only that, the language alone, but instead of mythological themes, social themes have come in. For example, Venkati Satyam has taken the Chandalika of Rabindranath Tagore and put it into Kuchipudi style. Then, apart from that, we have come a little further. We are coming to family planning, patriotic songs. Korada Ramakrishna Rao Guru Garu has done so many things on that. So there is no particular theme now. We are going to diversify our theme. And it is not against tradition to diversify themes because Bharata says in Natya Shastra, Yoyam Swabhavo Lokasya Sukadukha Samanvita So Angad Jaganayo Peto Natyamesya Vidiyate. You will only reflect the pains and pleasures in society and role in Kuchipudi repertoire.
What I'm trying to
I know because repetition is Satyam.
What I'm trying to say is changing the language using one song of a different language doesn't mean you're changing the style. Or it doesn't mean that you have to change the language. When Vempati Chinnasatyam came to Bangalore several years before, he took Gajavadana Beduve because it is a Kannada song. And after all, whose composition is Pitamaha Purandara Dasa, who is the father of Carnatic music? Now, if I had done it when I am young, people will say, Kannada song? What, she doesn't know tradition, that's why she's doing Kannada song. How did Tandavan Nrityakare, a Marathi song, come into Kuchipudi? Because they wanted to please the then kings, Marathi kings. They wanted patronship. So the king was a Marathi king. They took his composition, Tandavan Nrityakare. I'm just saying what all reasons make us change. That's why Kuchipudi has changed so much. So I had to take Kannada because half my audience in Karnataka did not understand Telugu. So how long will they come for my shows if they don't? They'll see my face, they'll see my... It's very important to connect with the Sahityam. Vachika is so important. So that's how Swapna Sundari took Hindi, Raja Radha Reddy took Hindi, Marathi was there. So I'm saying sometimes. Now, aren't we taking Devarnamas of Purandara Dasa? Yes, Annamachari Kirtanas, Kshetrajna Pradas. Everything is good. But once in a way, even if you take a new language, please keep the tradition. The tradition in terms of technique, the tradition in terms of the essence, the grammar, and the body language. Changes are bound to happen. The costumes, how much they have changed, Aharya. It was a sari before. Then, When most of the film director, when the gurus went to films to choreograph, they got in good elements from film industry. Those rings, those tight dresses, that kache, all this came from film industry. Those who don't know, I'm just telling you. I went for a Doordarshan recording because I don't like wearing those rings. It looks terrible on me. Somebody failed me because of that, one of the judges. But one of the scholars said, you don't know, in the original, this was the hairstyle. And I was graded. What I'm saying, many of us don't know the Shastras. We hear, we'll tell somebody else is wrong, she doesn't know, they don't know, this don't know. Before condemning others or before condemning a style, I request all of you, know your Shastras. Sometimes our gurus may have concentrated only on teaching and they may not know more. Like Guru Korada Nasarima Rao was so learned, I don't have time, otherwise I will tell you. Today many people say Kuchipudi dancers must lip sync. I have proofs from all the gurus that lip syncing is not a part of Kuchipudi. But today it's become a tradition. In the examination hall, if we don't do this, they'll say, Ma, you did everything well, but you don't lip sync. They think that is the tradition. I have proofs here, but we don't have time, but I'm telling you. So never say somebody is wrong. Try to know it. And when you know it, try to go deeper. Of any form that you do, the past has a strong influence on us. It should have. And if we do something new, it should be better and it should remain and add to the value of the past and add to the value of the future. All the very best, and I thank you for this time. And if I've taken extra, I took it because I wanted to give this information which I won't give elsewhere. Thank you.
ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವೈಜಯಂತಿ ಕಾಶಿ ಅವರಿಂದ ಕೂಚಿಪುಡಿ ನೃತ್ಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಸವಿಸ್ತಾರವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು, ಅದು ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನವನ್ನು ನೀಡೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಮತ್ತು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಒಂದು ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟತೆಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಕೂಚಿಪುಡಿ ನೃತ್ಯ ಬೆಳೆದು ಬಂದಂತಹ ರೀತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಈಗ ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗತಿಗಳು ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬಹಳ ವಿವರವಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವೈಜಯಂತಿ ಕಾಶಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು. ಅವರು ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೇನೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಸುಮತಿ ಕೌಶಲ್ ಅವರು ಕೆಲವೇ ನಿಮಿಷಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಂತರ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವೈಜಯಂತಿ ಕಾಶಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ವಿಚಾರ ಸಂಕಿರಣ ಮುಗಿದ ನಂತರ ಊಟದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಜೆ ಹಲವಾರು ನೃತ್ಯ ಪಟುಗಳ ಒಂದು ನೃತ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇರುತ್ತೆ 4 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೇಕ್ಷಕರು ಮತ್ತು ಚಿಕ್ಕಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರದ ಸಮಸ್ತ ನಾಗರಿಕ ಬಂಧುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲದ ಒಂದು ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರ ಗೀತೆಗಳಿಗೆ ನೃತ್ಯ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಹಾಡುಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕೂಚಿಪುಡಿ ನೃತ್ಯವನ್ನು ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ರೇಖಾ ಸತೀಶ್ ಮತ್ತು ರೇಖಾ ರಾಜು ಇವರು ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಮೋಹಿನಿ ಅಟ್ಟಂ ಮತ್ತು ಕೂಚಿಪುಡಿ ಎರಡರ ಒಂದು ಸಂಯೋಜನೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ನೃತ್ಯ ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನವನ್ನು ಸಂಜೆ ನೀಡಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂಧುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲದ ಒಂದು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷೀಭೂತರಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಸಂಜೆ ಶ್ರೀ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಂಜಯ್ ಶಾಂತಾರಾಮ್ ಅವರು ಚಲನಚಿತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥವರು, ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತ ನೃತ್ಯಪಟು. ಹಾಗೆ ಗುರು ಪಟ್ನಂ ಶಿವಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವರು, ಗುರು ವೀಣಾಮೂರ್ತಿ ವಿಜಯ್ ಅವರದು, ಮತ್ತು ಗುರು ಅರ್ಚನಾ ಪುಣ್ಯೇಶ್, ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಮೈಥಿಲಿ ಅವರು, ಗುರು ರಾಜಶ್ರೀ ಹೊಳ್ಳ ಅವರು, ಗುರು ಅಖಿಲ ದೀಪಕ್, ಗುರು ಅನುಪಮಾ ಭೂಷಣ್, ಗುರು ಸುಧಾ ಶ್ರೀಧರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಗುರು ಜೀಲಾನಿ ಭಾಷಾ, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸಂಜೆ ವೀಕ್ಷಿಸಬಹುದು ಮತ್ತು ಮನರಂಜನೆಯನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ರಸದೌತಣವನ್ನು ಪಡಿಬಹುದು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ